Okay, we'll see how this goes. I just tried to log in and it didn't work, so hopefully we stay connected. But happy Monday and happy October. So if you are following along in our group chat, probably saw that Laura said it this morning, but that we are just about 90 days from January 1st, 2019. And really, I think it's technically 92, but let's not get technical. But so we've got 90 days. So I want you to take a minute to think about like the intentions that you set for 2018, where you're at with those intentions, how it's going, because you can do a lot in 90 days. And I think that these next 3 months can be really powerful. If you guys can't hear me, will you let me know as you get on? I keep hearing my headphones like cutting in and out. So we have 90 days. So I want to help you guys make the absolute most of these next 90 days with the holidays, with all of that. Like, we're going to enjoy that. We're going to have a great holiday season. But what if you can wake up after the holidays and look at the number between your toes and it is less than the number that you see on the scale now? Because you went into the next 90 days with a ton of intentionality. Like, I feel like that would be super powerful. It would really help you get some really great momentum moving into 2019, because the start of the year is awesome. Like, the energy around the start of the year is phenomenal, and it is so, I believe, so it's really great to ride that energy. Like, there's no reason to fight it or to buck it. Like, jump on the train, make some changes. Hey, Bryn, can you hear me? Because I hear my headphones cutting in and out. So if you can hear me, will you give me a thumbs up or a hello? Maybe you can't hear me. But anyway, so I feel like the momentum of 2019 will be, okay, perfect, will be awesome. So I would love to get you guys, I'd love to support you in creating that momentum now. I think that October, November, and December can be really powerful. There can be a lot of wins, especially if echoing ever so often. Yeah, I hear that. I'm not sure. Maybe my headphones are low on battery. Sorry about that. But train of thought. Oh, I think there can be a lot of big wins around the holidays, because the holidays, there are a lot of temptations. And similar to what I talked about on Friday with like learning to trust yourself, I think there's a lot of opportunity to rebuild trust around the holidays, and then also enjoy the things you really want to enjoy. So I just want to set the tone, since it is the first of the month, and the first of kind of the holiday season. The holidays have not started yet. Let's just be clear. Like, there is no reason to be picking up candy corn and candy and stuff like that, because hey, Lainey, the holidays have not started yet. So anyway, what I'm going to go over this week and next week is I'm going to go over 5 different types of hunger. And if you're like me, when you learn about these 5 types of hunger, I think every single one of them, you're probably going to be like, yep, oh yeah, I do that. I do that too. Oh, that's me, because that was me. Like, as I was going through this training on 5 different hunger, I was like, got it, that's me. And I think it's really helpful to give a category to these things, because like when I heard it, I was like, those are so basic, but it's so true. Actually, you know what? I wonder if my phone is trying to connect to my headphones, and that's where we're running into trouble. Give me a second. I know, because that sound is making me crazy too. Probably what it is. But I feel like something I have learned over my life is that even if I'm experiencing something, if I don't have a category for it, if I haven't verbalized it and put it into words and put it somewhere in my brain, then I actually I'm not as aware of it. And so we're going to go through each one of these categories of hunger. And I'm just going to cover one with each live video. So that way you can actually think about it, experience it, understand it. And then we'll move on to the next one. So today, we're just going to cover the biological hunger, like a physical hunger. Your tummy is hungry, it's growling. Now, I think it's incredibly important that we all learn and understand our own hunger cues. And not everybody's hunger cues are different. So we'll kind of talk through some of those options. But really, the goal of 2B Mindset is to learn how to fuel your body purposefully and intentionally. And that is really the premise of this whole program, is learning how to fuel your body with food purposely and intentionally. And so if we can learn our hunger and our hungers that we're experiencing, then we actually have more awareness around our food. And if we, again, like I've talked about before, if you don't change anything, just having a better awareness is going to help you make better subconscious choices. So, physical hunger. I think it's incredibly important that we all take the time to learn our body's hunger cues. Everybody's hunger cues are different, and physical hunger is a gradual hunger. And so you're going to have that first sign that your blood sugar is dropping, which for me it tends to be dizziness. I get a little dizzy spell, and it's like, oh, okay, my blood sugar is dropping. But I'm not necessarily hungry at that point. I just know that within the next 30 minutes to an hour, if I don't eat, I'm going to be pretty hungry by that time the hour is up. Some people get a headache, like a minor headache. Some people will actually get nauseous. Some people actually get the hunger cues. And it tends to be on this gradual scale, which is beautiful because it gives you time to think through where your next meal or snack is coming from. Have some water first. True physical hunger, there isn't an urgency behind it, especially if we use the right verbiage. So it's also really important with how you talk about your physical hunger. So one of the phrases that I want you to eliminate is I'm starving. Because, well, for one, none of us are starving. There truly are people in the world that are starving. So it's technically offensive. And I actually found I use this word around my kids, and we in a joking manner, like she's starving, in a sarcastic, like first world problem manner. And the more I think about it, like it's just not a good phrase, and we need to even reframe it in our own homes. But the thing about using the term and the phrase "I'm starving" is it creates this ravenous urgency, which typically leads to "I'm so starving," and you grab some French fries from your kid's plate, or "I'm so starving" that you eat half of their sandwich, or the phrase "I'm starving" creates an urgency. And what we know about our physical hunger is that it's gradual. And so when you feel an urgency around food, you're not typically experiencing a physical hunger, unless, of course, you've waited too long. Which, with the 2B mindset, you should never, not never, that's a language violation. You really shouldn't allow yourself to get that hungry, because it's a lot harder to, it is a lot harder to make good choices. And that's where it's like, oh, water first, take a deep breath. Now, where can I take the time to find something that is nourishing to my body? So some of the places that you might, find yourself without food or good options, like in the airport, you waited too long, security took too long, you got busy running errands and your errands took too long, or you have 3 kids, so it just takes you 7 hours to get through Costco and you're starving. That's where we're going to start to reframe our words and our word choices to, I'm really hungry. I'm going to look for some water first, and then I'm going to find the most nourishing food I can find in this situation. Again, ideally, you don't get that hungry, but it happens. It happens to all of us. So that's where learning your physical hunger cues, you can know, and like start to think ahead, like, oh, I'm getting some physical hunger cues. I should probably eat something because I know I'm not going to be able to eat because I have 2 meetings back to back. So learning your cues, even if you're not like super hungry in the moment, you can like read those hunger cues that take you over to the I'm really hungry place. So again, once you start to feel that really hungry, and every time I'm saying really hungry, most of us are using the word and the phrase I'm starving. So we're going to reframe that to I'm really hungry. And then I want you to take a deep breath, slow down, because I'm really hungry does not produce the urgency that starving produces. Take your water, drink your water first, drink that 8 to 16 ounces, and then find the first nourishing food that you can. Now, it's interesting because every day you're going to be hungry. Your hunger is going to change. And especially as women, our hunger changes with our hormones. So there literally will be days that you are hungrier than others. And so you might look at your day and you're like, gosh, I need a snack this afternoon, and I didn't need a snack yesterday, but I really don't want to go up in weight or whatever. Like, there's no reason to starve yourself on this program. Your body needs different things different days. So if you're hungry and you're experiencing physical hunger and you've had your water first and you're still physically hungry, have that snack. Like, even if you didn't have it the day before, it's okay. Track it. See what happens. There's a very good chance your body might have needed that and you don't go up the next day. And so that is the beauty of the water and the calming effect, and taking the time to breathe and using the phrase, I'm really hungry versus I'm starving. And then also just being intentional with like the More Sure Map model. If you guys aren't limited to one serving or one plate, if you want more, sure. Drink 8 more ounces of water, go for some veggies and some protein first, and then if you're still hungry, take that FFC. Also, rethinking your meals. If there's a point in your day that you are consistently hungry, something about like the meals and snacks leading up to that probably isn't enough. And so don't be afraid to reassess and say, you know what, my lunch to dinner window is like 7 hours. I eat lunch at 1 and I just don't get home till 7 or 8, or I eat lunch at noon and I don't get home till 7, and then I still have to make dinner, so it's 8. Sometimes your windows are super long. So maybe that means you need an extra FSC or you need more protein at lunch to help get you through to dinner, because if you're ravenous at dinner and you're really hungry at dinner, that does create that urgency. And so you can help to kind of cut that off by adding a little bit more at lunch. And that way your dinner can still be a plate at dinner, 25% protein, 75% carbs. And you can feel really good about that. It's not that ravenous, like, oh my goodness, the urgency there. So don't be afraid to make some shifts. That's where the tracking is key. You may be surprised, like you may be able to eat more FFCs earlier in the day because you need more of that energy to get you through. And you may not notice a weight change. So that's where the tracking is key. Also, please do not be afraid to write how you feel after a meal. And please do write how you feel after a meal. Like, I ate this and I felt really satisfied, or I ate this and I still kind of felt hungry. I didn't have that satisfied feeling, because sometimes when we get our FFCs and our accessories and our protein a little bit off, kind of like I talked about in the very beginning, and if you're new and you didn't see the blood sugar video I did, let me know and I'll tag you on it. But like, if we don't quite get that blood sugar balance with our FFCs, protein, and our accessories, like, you may not feel as satisfied. And that's where, if you can write that down, if you can track that, then you can go back and say, I'm going to adjust this meal this way. I'm going to add some more avocado, and I'm going to, add a little bit more sweet potato, because I really want that full, satisfying feeling, and I'm not getting it yet. Let me just make sure I got everything. So yeah, tracking how satisfied you are, huge, super helpful. And I know this is probably like, yeah, this is the most basic one, but not everybody knows their hunger cues. I think in our culture of dieting, we have trained ourselves not to feel hungry. We have masked our hunger with different things. We actually don't recognize that, like, dizziness or headaches are actually hunger cues as well. So relearning your body understanding your body, being okay with hunger. I think sometimes we get afraid of hunger because we do wait too long and we experience that urgency and we don't feel like we can trust ourselves when we get really hungry. And actually, a girlfriend and I were talking about this in motherhood. Like, when we get hungry, we get hungry and we aren't as good at being moms. And so then maybe we were overeating portions because we were afraid of being hungry. And so I want you to maybe this week experience and explore your hunger. Like, don't let yourself get to that place where you're super hungry, but feel that gradual progression so that you can learn your body and you can understand what's going on. Because the better you can understand your body, the more grace you can give it when you're like, nope, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm hungry. And it's okay to eat when I'm hungry. I don't have to starve myself. That's not the goal of TV Mindset. We are not supposed to walk around hungry. Nobody wants us to walk around hangry. Like, the goal is to walk around a happier, healthier person. And part of that is being fed and nourished with purpose. And so I believe it's huge to learn your hunger cues. So your takeaway, one of the things I want you to do this week, and maybe you already know them off the top of your head, but I want you to write below some of your hunger cues that you know, because I think what you'll see is as people share their hunger cues, they're different. So like I said with mine are dizziness, and then I can tend to get a little nauseous. And then I usually start to feel my hunger cues, like the growling of the stomach, but it's not a typical like, oh, I'm hungry, so my stomach's growling. So begin to learn your body and see where it takes you. Okay, so this is getting long. Let me wrap it up because we have 4 more that I'm going to cover. I'll do at least one more live this week to cover another one, and we'll just keep rolling with it. But I want you to spend some time on each one and understanding it, tracking it better, specifically tracking over your next day, your hunger cues. The second thing I wanted to let you guys know, I want to open up some business hours for you. I put a poll up on a couple weeks ago or a week ago about having a group call, which I think group calls are super powerful, but I know that aligning schedules can feel so impossible. And I know, Keegan, we've got you in Hawaii and everybody's in a different time zone. So I want to open up some business hours, and this is open to everyone in the group, whether you're my person or someone else is your coach. I am happy to meet with you. I really just want to help you work towards your goals, especially specifically for the next 90 days. Like, how can I help you be more successful with 2B Mindset? So we can talk through your tracker, we can talk through pain points, we can talk through whatever you need that you feel like you're getting stuck on. I want to help you with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link below. That's my calendar, and you guys jump on there and you just pick a time, and we're just going to do 15-minute segments. If we go over that, as long as there's not a call after it, no big deal, but I don't want to take a lot of your time unless you need it. And I've never used the app that I'm using to set this calendar up. So if you pick a time, will you please just message me and say, hey, I picked, Wednesday the 3rd at 9:30 a.m. Just in case I get lost in the mix of this new app, because I've never done this before with the app that I'm using, and I don't want someone to be like waiting for a call from me and they get nothing. So basically what I'll do is you pick a date, you pick a time, and I'll set that on my calendar, and then a few minutes before that, I will send you a Zoom link, and we will jump on Zoom, or we can do FaceTime, whichever you prefer. If you're not familiar with Zoom, you just shoot me your phone number, and I will FaceTime you. I think Zoom is a little bit easier, but it's totally either. I guess FaceTime is easy too. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we're going to do that. If you want to take advantage of that, please do that, because I want to help you guys crush the last 90 days. I really want to help you guys get over any plateaus that you've been going through. I want to help you make the changes that you need to get through and make them maybe see a smaller number come January 1st between your toes. And I mean, if you guys think about it, even if you lost 2 pounds a month between now and then, you'll be 6 pounds down, almost half of a set of 10. If you ended up losing 4 pounds a month, you will be 12 pounds down. Like we can, you guys, just 1 pound a week. Like you guys can do it. Just looking at the 2 pounds at a time. Even if you want to say 1 pound a week, that's my goal is 1 pound down. Whatever it is, I want to help you. I want to help you figure out 1 or 2 changes that you can make between now and the first of the year to help you drop some pounds to hit some of your goals. And if that's not your goal as far as that, we can work towards something else. So again, I'm going to put that link in the comments below, and I hope you guys take advantage of it because I really do want to help you guys. And I hope this was helpful. The first type of hunger is our physical hunger. And again, I'm going to go over 4 more over the next week or 2, and we'll just keep exploring our bodies. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. I hope you guys have set some intentions for October, and you guys are awesome. And I'm super proud of you all for showing up. And thank you for showing up tonight. Have a good one, you guys.